Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as these drivers are ready to roll here from Sin City. It is the iRacing MNT Cup Series here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Welcome in as we get ready to set these drivers loose. The racing action is about to get underway. Practice coming to a close, and then we're gonna hop right into qualifying and then into our 100 lap feature event here this evening. You guys know what to do. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Let's go, baby! Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. Oh, this is gonna be a ton of fun. Practice has now come to a close here. We will get ready for qualifying in just a few more moments. Oh, this is going to be a ton of fun. These guys putting on a great show here for us this evening. As drivers will get loaded into the sim here, we see the Krispy Kreme number 8 ride rolling out onto the racetrack. That means qualifying is going to get underway. These drivers will have a chance for 2 laps. They'll lay down their quickest lap time. This could get your day started on a good note or a bad note. You want to be starting up towards the front of the field. You don't want to be mired back deeper in the pack, knowing that you have to work yourself around drivers, knowing that you're going to have to use maybe a little bit of strategy to gain track position. So it starts right here. Qualifying so important. You gotta get off to a good note here this evening. You gotta get that good lap time in to put yourself in a good position here this evening as these drivers out there on the track are ready to roll. We're gonna make sure everything is a-okay and looking amazing here for all of you guys to enjoy. As we're live over on YouTube, we're live over on Twitch, and we're live over on the Facebook channel. So racing on all 3 networks here for everyone to enjoy on their favorite channels, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You can have the opportunity to tune in and watch from whichever social network you like the most. And it is always nice to have the ability to grow on multiple channels as action is about to get underway here. Drivers out on the track. Some good qualifying laps already going up onto the board. Drivers looking very fast, very strong, as we do see Christian Angel Rowdy out there on the racetrack. That 60 ride looking very fast as Dale Miller in that Krispy Kreme number 8 ride will lay down a very quick lap time. He will jump to the top of the speed chart, but Christian Angel will work himself back into the top spot here with a good second lap. Justin Bentley going to the top of the speed chart. The Ranger Boats number 16 ride to the top of the charts. The 2 machine of Todd Merkel up into second here. Hunter Kent out there on the track in 4th. We see Clay Cantrell, currently our 5th place driver here in qualifying. Keith Fonseca out there on the racetrack. Chad Coleman ready to rock and roll here, as well as Zack Rothberger in that Castrol Edge number 6 ride. Up inside the top 5 now. Here is Clark Gannick. Gonna jump up, hopefully, Clark, I'm saying your last name right. The 42 to the top of the speed charts here this evening in qualifying. Now with that quick time going to the 42 ride, can someone knock him off that top spot? Anthony Calatoni up into position number 2. Very close. Only 2 drivers. It's Clark Gannick and Anthony Calatoni right here in that 84 ride, who've been able to crack inside of that 30-second barrier here this evening in qualifying. So some great lap times, some very fast cars here this evening, and these guys are going to be putting on a show for us all night long, Chad. If you guys are ready to see these guys go, Green Flag Racing, our A-main feature event, is about to get underway here in just a few more moments, and make sure you guys do these few simple steps for me. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube. Drop a couple comments. Let us know who you're cheering for, who you want to see up in victory lane, or who you think is going to be the car to beat here this evening if you're one of the drivers tuning in right now. As AJ says, Gennakin. Close enough. Okay, Gennakin. Okay. I'll try to remember that. I gotta keep it in the memory bank. I'll probably mess it up a million times, just like all the other names here throughout the evening. We'll probably get those last names fairly wrong here this evening, but we'll try our best. We'll try our best. We're learning. We're learning here, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can say. We're learning a lot of these last names. You know, week after week after week. We'll get a little bit better with them. A little bit better with them. As Daniel Bradford, Daniel coming in with that like and the share over on the Facebook broadcast, coming in, showing the love there on the blue, coming in the big love here this evening. How are you, Daniel? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful evening. As AJ says, Jenna, meant to put a J. Okay, so Jenna. So the G is not pronounced as a G. Okay, see, I mean, whose language is that, bro? Because you never know. You never know until somebody can actually tell you that, or else the G just sounds like a G, but apparently the G sounded like a J here today. Okay, so Clark Jenikin in the top spot here. He gets that pole position, a heater of a lap time in qualifying, and that will start his day off on the right foot as he will qualify. Here is the fastest driver in the MNT Cup Series here this evening as drivers will get ready to rock and roll. Brock Page Racing coming in, showing the love on the YouTube channel, says clipped the grass. Oh no, Brock, you're not supposed to do that, brother. Those are the little mistakes that can add up in a quick hurry and can put you from, you know, in the top spot to the back of the pack in a quick hurry. You got to minimize as many mistakes as you can out there in that one. As AJ says, there you go. Should be a good race. Hopes it's a fun one. Yeah, it is going to be a very fun race, I'm sure. Nonetheless, whether or not it's, you know, abundance of caution flags or 100 laps of green flag racing, it's going to be an amazing evening here from Sin City with the MNT Cup Series live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. These drivers are going to get loaded into the sim and ready to rock and roll and ready to try to pick up a win here tonight. As out in front, the 42 rider Clark Jenikin is going to start in that pole position. The Safeway dial number 42 in that pole position is outside. The Talkin' Giants 84, that is Anthony Calatoni. They're in that second spot. Starting in position number 3 in the 16 ride, that is the Ranger Boats Everroot, I'm probably getting that name wrong, is the Ranger Boat 16 ride of Justin Bentley going to start in position number 3. To his outside in that one ride, that is Steve Tucker, and down on the inside of row number 3. In the 43, it's the Dollar Tree Coca-Cola ride, that is Alec Martinez. To his outside in the 4 ride is Corey Rainey. We're looking for Corey to join the field there. The car's invisible as he has not joined the race as of yet, but we'll get a look at that car when we go green flag racing. Starting in position number 7 in the 2 ride, that is Todd Merkel. Into his outside in the 19 ride is the Interstate Batteries Bass Pro Shop machine. That is Jackson Glenn Austin. Starting on the inside of row number 5 in the 6th ride, it is the Castrol Edge machine of Zack Rothberger. Into his outside, the 60 machine, that is Christian Angel. And starting in the 11th position in the Feather Tines MNT number 54, that is Hunter Kent. To his outside in the MNT Motorsports 88, that is Clay Cantrell. Starting in position number 13 on the racetrack, the body armor number 12 ride, that is Frank Peachock. And then we see Justin Lewis in the 07 ride will be starting to his outside. Last week's winner, the WBT Diecast 91 ride, that is Wesley Donaldson. Starting there in 15th to his outside, the 99, it's Sean Wilder. Starting in 17th in the 70 ride, the Rumpel since 1957 machine, the Rumpel Furniture ride, that is Curtis Miller. Into his outside in the Krispy Kreme number 8, that is Dale Miller. Starting in the 19th position in our 10th row on the racetrack, the 61. That is Keith Fonseca to his outside, the 51 ride. It is the Miller Light Machine. That is Brian Messer. Starting on the inside, row number 11, that is the 36, the Castrol Edge ride of Brock Page to his outside, the 40. That is Chase Greer. Starting in 23rd, that is the 15. That is the AC Delco machine of Chad Coleman to his outside. In the 71, that is Darrell Young Jr. William Burton, Yusuf Gala, Joshua Yarboro, Adam Thomas, Matt Fritz, Derek Catt rounding out our top 30 on the racetrack. Justin Hurst there in 31st has Kevin Haas to his outside. Scott McKinney going to start in 33rd in that 33rd car as the 33 ride ready to roll back deeper in the field. To his outside, the 95 ride. That is Mike Peters going to be starting there to his outside. And we see Bradley King, Randall Taylor, Lucas Longmire bringing up the rear of the field as our pole sitter not out on the racetrack for the start of this feature event. Clark Jenikin missing the start, was supposed to be on the pole position, but now will hand the reins over on the inside. Nope, the 42 ride is there. I don't know why it was showing me only 36 cars. What in the world is going on here? Okay, so we do have the number 42 out there on the track. So we do have our pole sitter ready to rock and roll here. I apologize about that one, ladies and gentlemen. SDK is going for a trip here today. As out in front, Clark Jenikin, ready to roll here, ready to rumble, and ready to show these drivers how to get it done. As our pole sitter and our outside pole sitter, door to door, down the front straightaway. The lights are off, the official iRacing pace car. And that means we're going to get one more lap to go here before we start our 100-lap feature event. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, jump into the chat. Let these drivers know you're cheering them on as we're going to get ready to set these guys loose in just a few more moments. As Brian, my boy Dude Guy, says, you in my city? Nice. Yes, Sirski, Dude Guy. We're in Vegas, brother. We are in Vegas, as Daniel Bradford says, gearing up for the new season of the Kazi Racing Slinging Dirt Series. Yes, sir, that is going to be a ton of fun as Brian, my homie coming in with the like and the share. Andrew Hainsley coming in with that like as well. As Friday night here in Las Vegas, things are about to get a little bit wild as we're going to end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. The MNT Cup Series live here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway is about to get underway. 100 laps of racing here today as the pace car going to make that hard left-hand turn down pit side and unleash the field to our flag man as we are going green flag racing here from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Quickly, Clark Jenikin trying to clear that 84 of Anthony Calatoni, but Calatoni hanging tough there on the outside, door to door, and 3 wide back there deeper in the field. 3 wide, a little farther back is contact up into the wall. Goes the 60 ride. That was Christian Angel getting some hard contact up into the outside fence. Heavy right front damage there. But he's able to keep on rolling. They keep these cars pointed in the right direction. I do believe we do see the caution flag fly though. As some action down the back straightaway, things getting mixed up, and we will see the first yellow of the day fly as there was a lot more contact back here than we were expecting. A lot of drivers getting tied up, and it's not the 60 right, it's the Netflix number 4, of Corey Rainey. Corey Rainey in the Netflix ride. It's pinched up here to the outside and into the outside fence, and kind of glued there. Everyone gets pointed back in the right direction, but more contact. There you go. You see Keith Fonseca going around, and they pile up here on the high side of corner number 3. That is a heartbreaker right there for Keith Fonseca as he was trying to just roll through there. He's up to speed. Unfortunately, just not enough time to make the moves he needed to get low enough to avoid all this contact. He's able to just gets into the back end of the interstate's ride, bounces down the racetrack, and then back up into the outside fencing there. A tough break right there for a lot of good drivers, a lot of fast cats out there on the racetrack, and a lot of them just got tore up pretty badly here. Down the back straightaway, things did not get off to a hot start here as Jackson Glenn Austin getting up into that third lane here. Gets that big run, just gets to the outside of that four ride of Corey Rainey, and I don't think Rainey realized that the 19 was just quite there and wasn't clear of him here, trying to get up to the outside fence and just kind of goes over his nose right there. And this is where the action all starts, and as they get tied together, they get checked up, and then they start to get ran over. Here comes Keith Fonseca, gets a big piece of the 45 right there, and then everyone else just trying to work themselves through it as Yusuf Ghali, unfortunately, nowhere to go in that 45 right, getting some pretty good damage on his car, just trying to stay out of the way, trying to stay out of trouble. Fortunately, trouble found him pretty hard right there as Fonseca goes around, the 18 in there, the couple other drivers collected. I do believe that's William Burton in the 83 ride. Let's see if we can take a look right on board with Burton as he's driving into this one. Unfortunately, he just can't get out of the way quick enough, and another interstate batteries ride there, the 18 ride, right in front of him, Yarborough, and fortunately, they just kind of ran out of room, nowhere to go here, and heavy contact there for those drivers as we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing as Anthony Calantoni is our race leader. He was able to have that lead out of quarter number 4 as the caution flag was flying, so he's going to lead the first few laps here on the evening. Unfortunately, not under the green flag circumstances as the caution flag coming out here on lap number 1, starting things off wildly here at the beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We'll get them all ready to roll here. Once again, the lights are still on the official iRacing pace truck or pace car as we'll get ready to go back to battle here in just a few more moments. Oh man, this is going to be a lot of fun, chat. This is going to be a ton of fun. We're going to have these drivers up and into the booth here throughout the evening, and I'm thinking about trying to get one of these drivers up into the booth right now. Let me see here. Let me see. Who do we want to see? We did see Yarborough get collected in that. He didn't really have a whole lot of room out there on the racetrack. So let's see if we can get Joshua up into the broadcast booth here. It's so hard to drag drivers out in Discord. There we go. Hey, Josh, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Josh, man, a crazy one to start this race here. We unfortunately saw you get a little piece of that one. Just nowhere to go out there. It's, you're trying to work yourself through it, trying to guess where drivers are going to slide or crash up into, and unfortunately you get a piece of that one. How's the car looking?
Well, it said I got about 2.5 minutes of repairs left, but my steering wheel's straight, no required repairs. I think it's fine. The engine seems good.
Perfect. Well, as long as that steering wheel's pointed in the right direction and you're good to go, that's all we want to hear. Is we never want to have drivers, taken out of the race this early, as you never want to see that first lap caution flag and tons of damage here on a few drivers. But good to see you still rolling out there, and we hope to see you, work yourself up through the field here. You got a lot of work ahead of you, a lot of cars to pass. What's your thoughts going in here to this race, knowing that you got to make a lot of ground up here and a lot of good cars?
Well, I plan on just hanging back and getting my stuff fixed and hopefully being there for strategy in the end.
Perfect. Well, Joshua, good luck out there. Enjoy the race, and hopefully we'll see you maybe back up here in the broadcast booth by the end of the evening.
Will do. You have a good race.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to get ready to go back to green flag race and give it up there for Joshua Yarboro as he jumps up into the booth there. A quick little after action report there from the 18 ride in the contact that he had out there on the racetrack and the damage that he received. But we'll get him ready to go. We'll get him ready to roll here once again as the pace car for the second time off the speedway and unleashing this field. Back to our flag man is down through the Geico restart zone. We go back to green flag racing. Our race leader getting a great jump right there as the 84 ride quickly opening up a little bit of a lead here. He's got a couple car lengths between himself and Steve Tucker. Tucker able to make a couple quick moves here on these restarts, and he's able to work himself up into that second spot. He may not be done yet as he's taking that Toyota right down to the inside, and he's looking to make the move on the 84. Steve Tucker looking to take this race lead away, door to door down the front straightaway. The 84 of Cal and Tony will hold on to that top spot, but look at all these drivers, man, rolling around the racetrack. They are making it look a lot of fun out there and making it look easy, as Libby Marisa says, go Longmire, cheered on Longmire out there on the racetrack. Is things starting to spread out a little bit more as we still see a ton of door-to-door action here. Drivers just trying to work themselves through the field, as you do see that 32 ride of Lucas Longmire right there. He's currently rolling in that 21st position, but he's up 16 positions on the racetrack. Some big movers already in this race as other drivers running into issues on that opening lap, having some damage or having to get onto the binders, and unfortunately, maybe wearing those tires out ever so slightly. A lot of cars came down pit side, got some work done to their rides, and here they are rolling back out onto the racetrack and trying to work themselves up through the field. As out in front, Steve Tucker was able to make that move, able to take the lead away from Cal and Tony, as Cal and Tony going to try to hang on to second now. Justin Bentley looking to try to work himself to the outside of the 84 ride, looking to take over position number 2, and here comes Christian Angel. Angel working himself up through the field here. The 60 ride already up 6 spots on the racetrack, and he's trying to crack his way inside the top 3 as our pole sitter, the 42 of Clark Jenikin. They're in position number 5. Alec Martinez there in 6 with Clay Cantrell. Up into 7th, Zack Rothberger. Battling door to door here with the 54 ride is Hunter Kent down to his inside, but the 6 ride will clear the 54 down the back straightaway. The 2 machine of Todd Merkel trying to hold on to position number 10, but here comes our opening winner here in the inaugural race last week. We saw this 91 pick up the win at Daytona International Speedway. He may be looking for another good run, a solid performance here for the 91 machine as he now works himself around that 2 machine and inside the top 10 on the racetrack. Todd Merkel back to 11th as Brock Page working himself up through the field here. He's trying to get that Castrol Edge 36 ride inside the top 11 here, as unfortunately for Merkel, he's going to get a little freight trained up on that outside lane. Everyone kind of getting a good run down to his inside, not really letting him get back down there. And unfortunately, he's slowing back quite a few positions as Dale Miller going to fill that inside hole here and try to take that 12th spot away from the 2 machine. Unfortunately for Curtis Miller, couldn't quite get there as the 70 ride into position number 14. Darrell Young Jr. there in 15th. Frank Peachock back in the 16th position. Sean Wilder, Adam Thomas, Justin Lewis, and Mike Peters rounding out our top 20. Peters had a very, very fast car and a great run going there at Daytona International Speedway last week. Did not get the finish he was hoping for with that 95 ride. Unfortunately, not a great starting spot on the day, but he's making some work here. He's up 14 spots early in this race and just inside the top 20 right now, and looking to continue his march towards the front of the field. Is some wicked racing action all around the racetrack. These guys putting on an absolutely amazing job for us, as Julia J for 10 in play says, good job Longmire, let's go, cheered on Longmire out there on the speedway. As man, these guys are zooming out there, still putting down qualifying laps here throughout this race. These guys have not let off the pace at all. Everyone still rolling inside that 30-second bracket, showing you just how close everybody is out there in lap times. Joshua Yarboro last time by was a 30.86, running in the 34th position. Our race leader only running a 30.30 out there last time by the start-finish line, so, or actually best lap time here last time by was a 30.46, so the lap times are very, very close in comparison here all the way through the field. Every single one of these drivers still within that 30-second bracket, just showing you how tight the racing action is and how tough it's going to be all evening long, for one, to make passes, and for two, to try to work yourself up towards the front of the field and to be able to stay at the front of the field. One mistake, one slip up, one time letting off the throttle or having to get onto the binders, you can lose a ton of momentum and a ton of positions in a quick hurry. Here at Las Vegas, this is such a momentum-based racetrack where if you lose that momentum, it may take you a lap, 2, maybe 3 before you're really back up to speed and under full gear again, and that can allow a lot of drivers to take advantage of your mistake or slip up or just trying to get checked up for something that may happen in front of you, and you can fall back a lot of spots in a quick hurry, especially with everyone running so tight together. As you look a little farther back here, look at all these drivers. This is the top 8 kind of running away, starting to split themselves out of there, as Dale Miller in the 9th position here, kind of at the front of this pack, and then everyone here from about 9th back to about 24th or 25th on the racetrack here is all right together. They are right there on top of each other, and that's where the mistakes, if you make one of them, you can go from inside the top 10 to outside the top 20 in a heartbeat. If you have to check up or lose momentum out there on the Speedway, your night can get a whole lot tougher in a quick hurry, as you do see the 91 rider Wesley Donaldson. Not too long ago, we saw him work himself inside the top 10, now outside of it, as he's back in position number 13 on the Speedway. Darrell Young Jr. trying to work himself around the 91 ride, as here comes that body armor number 12 machine working himself up as well. And Mike Peters, he likes to see this racing action. He wants to jump right in here, and he's right in the thick of things, trying to work himself through this traffic, trying to get towards the front of the field. The Mountain Dew number 69 ride right there as well. I do believe that is the 69 machine of Adam Thomas, looking very fast out there on the Speedway in that Mountain Dew machine, as he's just inside the top 20. Yusuf Ghali, who we saw get tied up there in the first wreck of the evening. He got quite a bit of right side damage. There is contact right in front of him. Around goes the 07. The 07 around the 99 also collected caution flag for the second time on the Speedway. Here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Justin Lewis and Sean Wilder getting tied together here down that back chute, and unfortunately heavy contact, not only for the 07 but for that 99. They're 3 wide through corner 1 and 2. Unfortunately, looks like the 07 just gets up the track. I think he bounces it off of the right rear quarter or left rear quarter panel of that 95 ride, and that just gets him shot down the racetrack right onto the lap of the 99 machine. Unfortunately for Sean Wilder, nowhere to go here for that 99 ride. And oh man, that is a tough hit, a impeccable spot for a pole, but that is a big hit right there for that 99 machine, as him and the JL Racing 07 go sliding down the back straightaway. Everyone else doing a great job avoiding those drivers, as we'll take another look at it and just see how quickly things unfold here for Justin Lewis and Sean Wilder. Out at corner number 2 as 95 ride Mike Lewis, he was able to work himself up through the field as well. He was having a great run and a great drive, and sorry, that was Mike. Let me double check here. Every position's changing right now. Mike Peters in the 95 ride. Justin Lewis, unfortunately, getting a piece from there, and he was working himself up through the field, and that right-hand side damage could be quite catastrophic for him. As see if we can jump right on board with Wilder and see what he sees as just rolling that inside lane, just trying to work himself around these guys and hanging on. Unfortunately, all of a sudden, bam, just gets a shot and down the racetrack and hard into that inside wall. Nothing he can do except for hang on and enjoy the ride there, as a ton of damage for Wilder, a ton of damage for Lewis, and all these drivers going to work. Drivers going down pit side. They're going to roll back out onto the racetrack here, as out in front here for the restart, it looks like Clark Jenikin going to be our race leader. Alec Martinez now into second. Todd Merkel there in third. Mike Peters in position number 4. I do believe that is the 61 ride, the Twisted Tea Machine. Looking to possibly get a wave around here, maybe try to get a couple laps back and work himself back into the action, but he's going to come down pit side as unfortunately Keith Fonseca a few laps down out there on the racetrack. William Burton already off the speedway, and then you see the Netflix number 4 of Corey Rainey, who all got tied up in that first caution flag of the evening. They're all, unfortunately, multiple laps down. Sean Wilder now down pit side, getting tons of work done to his 99 run. His evening may be almost over. And there's Joshua Yarboro. We talked to him after that first yellow flag. He said he had about 2.5 minutes of work that needed to be done down pit side to get that car back to 100%. He's trying to get as much of that time taken off right here as he's making numerous trips down pit lane, trying to get that car back put together and back out there onto the racetrack. See Justin Lewis down there as well, going to get more work done to the 07 ride as we will get ready to roll here. Once again, some drivers electing to come down pit side, other drivers electing to stay out, including Mike Peters, who we just saw get a piece of that contact. The green caution flag number 2 in the 95 ride. Going to take that track position over maybe some repairs as he was up into the outside fence and had that contact to his left rear quarter panel. He elects to stay out, let everyone else behind him come down pit lane, and that's going to mix things up here. Whether or not drivers took fuel only, maybe right side tires or left side tires, maybe 2 tire pit stops, or maybe getting all 4 tires here, but it's pretty early to want to burn up a set of tires and get a new set put on. So it's going to be a lot of good strategy calls and a lot of it's going to be a lot of different things going on the racetrack here all evening long. Strategy-wise, is every single driver may have a different strategy, a different route that they may want to go here to try to make sure that their cars are, pretty fine, or in the right position at the right time to maybe put themselves into victory lane. As we do see, obviously, we saw Corey Rainey coming back out onto the racetrack there after more repairs for Corey and more repairs for the number 18 of Joshua Yarboro as well. Yarboro getting more work done to that interstate batteries Camry as he's rolling back out there as well. Going to try to rejoin the rear of the field before we go back to green flag racing. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are just tuning in though, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button. Sorry, excuse me. Wow, we're dying. Woo! We're dying, chat. We need a drink. Woo. Oh, my bad, chat. Excuse me. Sorry about that. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing, please make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we need to get some oil into our system, make sure things are running smoothly here as we get ready to go back to green flag racing with the MNT Cup Series. As a quarter of the way through this race, down across the line, lap 25 up onto the board as Clark Janikin out in front, gonna lead the way here to the green flag. Everyone moving around, trying to find some lanes. A little 3 wide farther back here, just outside the top 10. The 91 of Wesley Donaldson. He's going to make that inside lane work. He's trying to make a couple spots up here quickly on this restart as you see a pair of Castrol end rides up towards the front of the field here as the number 6 of Zack Rothberger and Brock Page trying to work themselves up inside the top 5 here. Both drivers doing a great job out there on the speedway as Clark Jenikin is going to be our race leader back across the start-finish line as the 43 of Alec Martinez right there with them in position number 2. Mike Peters up into that 3rd spot. Here's Peters, who elected to stay on the racetrack, not come down pit side. That strategy's paying off for him right now as he hangs on to position number 3 as Zack Rothberger gonna work himself up into that 4th spot and now looking down to the inside of the 95. Peters trying to hang on to it as Anthony Calantoni in that 5th spot on the racetrack. Run here for that 2 right. Todd Merkel into position number 6 as Donaldson up into 7th here. Hunter Kent Christian Angel and Darrell Young Jr. rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway, and they're 3, almost 4 wide here through corner number 3 and 4. Contact! Around goes, that's Brock Page, hard up into the outside fence. Heavy contact there for Brock Page as he goes around, and the caution flag will be displayed here once again. So the yellow flag going to come out for the 3rd time as the Castrol Edge 36 ride of Brock Page going for a couple of loop-de-loops and heavy contact with the outside fence here. He's running up inside the top 10. Looks like he's just getting pushed down through corner 3 and out of 4 here. The 8 rider Dale Miller all over his back bumper. They were 3, almost 4 wide here on the racetrack. Unfortunately, Dale Miller just getting into him as they come off the corner. Kind of just jacks up that rear end of the 36, makes that 36 car very, very loose, and fortunately comes down the track, corrects it. It overcorrects itself, goes up the racetrack, back over the nose of the Krispy Kreme number 8 machine, and fortunately heavy contact there for Dale. Heavy damage for Brock Page, and our 3rd caution flag of the evening will be displayed here. So interesting times, as now drivers may have another opportunity to come down pit side, get some more repairs, get their cars fixed up, and maybe back to 100% here as we'll look through the field and see some drivers headed down pit lane, some drivers getting that work done that they need, including the 07 of Justin Lewis, Joshua Yarboro, Brock Page, all down pit side getting repairs. Corey Rainey looks like he is going to possibly get a wave around here in that 4 machine as he's rolling around the outside of the racetrack. The Netflix number 4 machine up into position number 34 after the opening lap contact and the opening lap incidents here. That 4 machine trying to get some laps back, trying to work himself back onto the lead lap. Unfortunately for Sean Wilder, still down pit side. Heavy damage here for the 99 ride, maybe out here for the evening. Keith Fonseca still rolling out there. He's in that 36 position. Unfortunately, a lot of laps down as William Burton out of this race. He's taking his car back across the pit wall and into the garage. So a tough break there for the number 83 of William Burton. As his evening didn't even get a whole lap in as he made it into about corner number 3 before the heavy contact, and that took him out of this evening's race. We'll get them all stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. You guys know what to do, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to get a quick look here inside. Let's see if we can find one of these drivers to pull up into the booth for a quick little in-race interview. Let's see if we can find one of these drivers to maybe drag in here. Alrighty, you know what? Why don't we pull in, let's see if we can pull in our 3rd place driver right now, the 6th rider, Zack Rothberger. Let's see if we can pull Zack up into the broadcast booth here. Hey Zack, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Gotcha, Aaron. How's it going, man?
Not too bad, Zack. Man, what a run so far for that Castrol Edge number 6 ride, as you're able to use a little bit of paint strategy in a very, very fast Ford Mustang here to work yourself up inside the top 3 now, man. Take us through this race. A lot of crazy action, a lot of door-to-door and 3-wide battling here all around the Speedway, and you're able to use some of those mistakes from other drivers to put yourself into a good position here, quarter of the way through this race.
Yeah, just Vegas is a lot of attrition, so you just kind of take positions as they come. There's a lot of on-throttle time here, so to make up positions speed-wise, you got to be a little patient. But yeah, sitting good right here. We had a good pit stop there. We gained a bunch of spots on pit road. I think we just got in and out of our box real well, and then we got these 2 cars in front of us here who are on old tires, so we'll see how fast we can knife through them and then, kind of take command of the race.
Absolutely, is there very, very fast drivers here in front of you running in that 42 and 43 machine as we'll get ready for the restart. What's the game plan here for the rest of the evening to try to get out in front, maybe lead as many laps as you can and see if you can run away with it, or do you got, maybe some tricks up your sleeve, different strategy that you maybe try to play your head around here to, maybe put yourself into the best position possible late in this race?
Definitely try to get out front. Clean air is king, especially in this car. So definitely try to fight for clean air. I'm a little bit abusing the tires, rightfully so, trying to get that clean air, and then I'll try to, manage them later. So that's definitely the game plan.
Absolutely, clean air is king here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Zach, good luck out there on the racetrack. We look forward to seeing you try to take this race lead away from Clark Jenikin, and maybe we'll see you up here in the broadcast booth before the end of the evening.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place driver on the speedway right now, Zack Rothberger. Zach rolling in position number 3. You heard it for him right there. He's going to wear out those tires a little bit. He's going to be on the throttle, trying to get that clean air, trying to get himself into the top spot here. So Clark Jenikin, Alec Martinez may have their work cut out on them here as they got some older tires than a lot of these drivers back there behind them. But what could be part of their strategy, keeping that extra set for late in this race, and they may be able to use that extra set of tires to put themselves in the best position possible as we are back to green flag racing. Jenikin and Martinez, great restarts there for both of those drivers as they work together and put themselves in a good position out of corner number 2 and down the back straightaway. Zack Rothberger trying to jump up and clear this 84 of Anthony Galatoni as Galatoni has the 95 of Mike Peters and Wesley Donaldson in the 91 right there behind him. The 60 machine, a Christian Angel, trying to work himself up towards that top 5 as well as Todd Merkel trying to hang on to the 8th position. Justin Bentley, Hunter Kent up inside the top 10 here in this one as here comes that 45. Yusuf in the 45 machine trying to work himself inside the top 10 here as well. We saw him get tied up in that first wreck of the evening, and he's up into position number 12 of 13 positions on the racetrack. The Krispy Kreme number 8 rider, Dale Miller, even with that front end damage, he's able to keep himself up inside the top 15 here as he's got Clay Cantrell working down to his inside. The 19 ride of Chad Coleman right there. Chad Coleman in the 15 and Jackson Glenn Austin in the 19 ride there just outside the top 15 as we see Chase Greer, the 40 ride, the 12 of Frank Peacock. Randall Taylor and Matthew Fritz in the 29 now rounding out our top 20 here on the Speedway. Adam Thomas, Kevin Haas, Curtis Miller, Derek Catt there in 24th. He's got Steve Tucker right there with him. We saw Steve Tucker not too long ago leading this race and at the front of the field, so we'll have to wait and see if Tucker's strategy can work himself possibly back to the front of the field. Scott McKinney there in 26. He's got Lucas Longmire back there behind him. Justin Hurst in position number 28 as we see smoke at the front of the field. Caution flag is out upside down for the 71 rider, Darrell Young Jr. Darrell Young Jr. goes for a wild ride upside down. He's going to get flipped back over. Heavy damage, heavy contact for a lot of drivers out here on the speedway as our 4th yellow flag will fly. Oh man, hopefully the 71 ride is a-okay. That driver going for a wild one here out of corner number 4. We'll take a look at it as again 3 wide action. Unfortunately going to put drivers into a tough situation. The 71 ride, the yellow and black machine right in the middle here has Dale Miller to his outside, Clay Cantrell down to his inside. Unfortunately some contact, bounces down the track, collects the 88, the 19. They wash up the speedway here. And boy, oh boy, it's on like Donkey Kong to this point. The front end up and off the ground, hard up into the outside fence, and he goes airborne. Up through the air, onto his lid here, over the 88 machine here. And my gosh, that is a wild ride for the 71 machine. And I have gotten reports that the driver is a-okay. The car, not so much, but the driver out of that race car, he is going to take a ride with the AMR safety crew down pit side and into the Infield Care Center to make sure he's actually a-okay. Make sure that that driver is got no serious injuries here as we'll take another look at it. Oh, man, this is such a hard hit. Look at that car off into the air, just sliding like a dinky car down the front straightaway. I think our flagman may need a new set of shorts here as well as... Man, that's just such a scary sight to see here on the speedway in any type of motorsports. You never want to see a driver go for a ride like that, and unfortunately for Daryl Young Jr. He's going to go for a big, big ride here right underneath our flag stand. And heavy contact for a lot of our other competitors here on the evening as well. There was a ton of drivers that got contact into that one. The 15 ride, heavy damage there. You saw a lot more drivers up and into that wall, nowhere to go. Let's see if we can jump right on board. Here you go. Helmet cam footage from Daryl Young Jr.'s perspective on the Speedway. Woo! It's not over there. He's going to skid down the front straightaway for quite a while, then gets tapped again by the 15 ride and going to flip back over onto all fours. So luckily enough, not stuck upside down, but that is a scary, scary ride for that number 71 ride. Wowzers, that is a ferocious hit. Some heavy hits out there on the Speedway for these drivers, and that was a... doesn't get much more wild than that right there. Is unfortunately for the HDR machine ride, the Mobile One Toyota, he's going to go for a wild one. Oh, man, so many good cars, so many good drivers getting tore up right there. And unfortunately, Daryl having himself a great day at the Speedway. Good day gone bad in a quick hurry here for that 71 machine, as we'll see if we can get him up into the booth here. I do believe he has gotten the all clear from the Infield Care Center, so we might be able to pull him up into the broadcast booth here to see right from him, right from the driver, if he is A-okay. Let me see if we can find him in the Discord. Not sure if we will or not. Where is Daryl Young Jr.? Do we have him in the Discord? I do not see Daryl in the Discord, unfortunately, so we cannot pull Daryl in, but, I mean, it'd be really nice if we could. Well, that sucks. I was hoping we could pull him in, but I guess he's still down in the Infield Care Center, so we can't pull him in as of yet, but we will get ready to go back to green flag racing in just a little bit, and hopefully we can get all these drivers back out onto the racetrack and see if we can have some more great battles here throughout the evening. Hopefully no more of drivers going upside down, as we'll take a look here. We did see the 88 ride of Clay Cantrell. He did get collected in this one. Let's see if we can get Clay into the broadcast booth here. He's got tons of damage on that 88 ride. See if we can get him up here. Hey, Clay, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker. You know?
Got you, yep.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Clay, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Clay, man, a wild ride right there out of quarter number 4. Really nothing you could do. You're hanging on, going for the ride, man. Hopefully not too much damage for this 88 machine, as we still see you rolling out there, making multiple trips down pit side. The car looks good. How does it feel out there?
Well, we got about 20 seconds left. It's, I think it's okay, but definitely the chances of winning are probably gone now. Been a tough couple weeks. We got wrecked last week on that long green flag run, and then just right there, these cars are all give, no take, man. So it's just get everything you can while you can, and those restarts are a little bit crazy. And just got involved in one right there, but it is what it is, man. We'll see what we can do with it.
It is what it is. Well, brother, a tough break right there, and hopefully we'll see it continue rolling out there on the racetrack and maybe making some ground in, working herself up here through the field, and maybe able to salvage a decent day here this evening. Good luck and have fun out there for the rest of the night.
Thanks, man.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Clay, you might have to move yourself down, unfortunately.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. I'll get it here in a minute. I'll get it here in a minute. I'm in the back anyway, so I'll have plenty of time to do it.
Perfect. Alrighty, as we are back to green flag racing, the 84 ride back to the green flag here as he quickly shoots out of a cannon. Anthony Calatoni, our race leader, down the back straightaway. He's got Wesley Donaldson and Zack Rothberger right there behind him. Rothberger, who we talked to during the last caution flag, he was talking about how he wanted to get out in front and get that clean air, as it is so important. Unfortunately, couldn't get it here in these final closing laps of this first half of the race, but 84 ride of Anthony Galatoni. He started outside the front row, showing that he has a very fast ride, and here he is back out in front and leading this field. Wesley Donaldson, last week's winner, started all the way back in the 15th position, now finds himself in position number 2 on the Speedway. The WBD die-cast ride up into second. He's trying to hunt down our race leader here on the racetrack is Christian Angel, who we saw work up into position number 3 early in the race, has battled back and put himself there in third. Zack Rothberger trying to hold on to that 4th spot as here comes Yusuf Gali. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Yusuf in this 45 ride, that Toyota machine. The Bilston number 45 ride up inside the top 5, started all the way back in the 25th position. We saw him get some heavy contact, heavy damage on the first yellow flag of the evening to set his day back even farther. But he's been able to keep it together and work himself up through the field, now in that 5th position and trying to hang on to it as a big run here for the number 16 of Justin Bentley as he works to the outside of that 45 ride. But we're going to play it back here just a little bit as we saw unfortunate break here for the 1 ride. Well, we talked about that momentum, and if you lose that momentum, you can lose a ton of positions in a quick hurry, and Steve Clark's going to find out. Unfortunately, really nothing of his own doing, but comes down the track right in front of the nose of the 13. The Budweiser ride gives him that shot. Unfortunately, couldn't get onto the binders quick enough. You see this 1 ride almost go around, but this loss of momentum, he's trying to keep himself on the throttle, has to let out of it here. And you can see the amount of drivers that get by him, especially down this back straightaway. You're going to see these drivers jump out of line. They're going to drive down to his inside. And as he's trying to build up that speed again, he is losing position after position after position. So that one mistake, that one bad call to jump down in front of the 13 ride, getting loose through corner 1 and 2, all of a sudden he's lost himself, looking at 10 positions on the racetrack that were allowed to get around him. So that one mistake, that one slip up can put you in or out of a good spot on the Speedway here. And unfortunately for the 1 ride, he's going to have more work to do. Stuck back in the 19th spot, has a lot of fast cats right there with him as drivers trying to work themselves up through the field here. Clark, Jenikin right there as well, the Safeway 42 ride, who was able to lead a lot of laps here in this race. Our pole sitter back inside the top 20 here. He just came down pit side during the last yellow flag and trying to work himself back up through the traffic as the 8 ride right there as well. Unfortunately for Dale Miller, I do believe Dale is currently being scored a lap or 2 down here, so a tough break for Mr. Miller as he'll be looking for some waiver rounds and maybe some lucky dogs to get back onto the lead lap. Derek Cat right there in that battle. You see Jackson Glenn Austin there as well. Joshua Yarboro right there in that battle as a few drivers now stuck a lap down. Adam Thomas also in that group as him and the 8 rider currently battling for the first car, I do believe 1 lap down on the racetrack. So as they battle door to door, it's for something out there as they're both trying to work themselves back onto the lead lap. Thomas able to get that big run down the front straightaway. Unfortunately for the 8 ride of Dale Miller, did not get the run he needed there down that front straightaway. A lot of drivers just cruise around him as the 4 machine of Corey Rainey trying to work himself back onto the lead lap as well is going to make that pass on the 8 machine and put himself into that second car 1 lap down on the Speedway. As Wesley Donaldson looking to make that pass on the outside as we get a new race leader here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As man, these guys are putting on a heck of a show as Brantley Roden says Daryl on his way. Hi Brantley, from Kenny coming in showing the love as well. How are you, Kenny Real, coming in showing the love as those harpoon paints looking good. Those harpoon paints, they're looking very good. There's a lot of very good looking drivers and cars out there on the Speedway here all evening long, man. These guys have been putting on a heck of a show and a heck of a race here for us, man. It's a lot of crazy action, a lot of 2 wide, 3 wide, even a little bit of 4 wide battles here around the beautiful Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The laps have been clicking down slowly but surely. Every single one of these drivers running their different strategies, running different lines, trying to find their way to the front of the field here is this going to make things very, very wild of a finish, as we're just over halfway in and halfway to go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button, as we're going to jump into a PeaceMaker Gaming Crank It Up. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. Speedway, can they make it through their contact? More damage here for the 32 machine. Happy contact right there for Randall Taylor, as Taylor nowhere to go there, sliding through the field, through the infield. As our pole sitter, we see AJ up in the chat, says, what happened to our pole sitter? Some pinch strategy working out here, and unfortunately for our pole sitter in that 42 ride, not in the right place at the right time. Steve Tunker right there as well. We'll take a look back and see what happened between these drivers as the 32 ride, unfortunately, getting tied up here. Him and our pole sitter in the 42, Mr. Clark Jenikin, getting tied up, going down through the infield. Let's take a look here. Looks like the 32 gets loose there at a corner number 4. You see that 42 ride sliding and going through the infield, and the 32 slides up back on the racetrack, I do believe. Oh, that's Corey Rainey. The Netflix number 4 ride. Hard contact there into the 32 machine. Down in corner number 1 as another look at this. That little contact right there over the nose of the 42 ride. There's really nowhere to go here. Just shoots down the racetrack loose at a corner number 4, right over the nose there of Jenikin, and Jenikin really nothing he can do. Hopefully not too much damage for that 42 machine as the 32 goes sliding through the infield. The 42 trying to hang on to it and keep himself pointed in the right direction all the way through that one, and unfortunately his good fortune may have came to a close here as that 42, and that car hopping and bouncing, skipping through that infield, and then nowhere to go here for the 4 rider. Corey Rainey, is Rainey gonna slide into this one? We're gonna watch this right down into that number 32. A lot of heavy damage there for that number 4 ride. Let's see if we can play this one back and take another look at it as Rainey trying to get out of the way, trying to get down low enough. Unfortunately, just could not get low enough to avoid that 32. You can see that right front just absolutely tore apart. That tire pointed in the wrong direction. Ton of sparks and debris flying off that Netflix number 4 ride. And unfortunately, there may be enough damage to be the end of the night there for Corey Rainey. But we'll take a look and see how all these drivers may play out and work themselves back out onto the racetrack here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. As out in front, it is the 54 ride of Hunter Kent who will take this race lead. Kent will be our race leader here when we go back to Green Flag Racing. Wesley Donaldson there in second. Zack Rothberger in position number 3. Yusuf Ghali there in position number 4 with Anthony Calantoni in position number 5. Christian Angel, Justin Bentley, Mike Peters, Chase Greer, Alec Martinez, our top 10 on the racetrack. And then we see Todd Merkel, Justin Lewis, we saw again some pretty good damage, some pretty good contact about our third yellow flag of the evening. He's up inside the top 12 now, a good rebound and a good solid run here for that 07 ride. Lucas Longmire also in position at number 13 on the racetrack. Kevin Haas, Matthew Prince, our top 15. Jackson Glenn Austin, Frank Peacock, Ryan Messer, Joshua Yarboro, and Derek Cat rounding out our top 20. Justin Hurst, Bradley King, Clay Cantrell, Steve Tucker, and Clark Jenikin, our top 25. Curtis Miller, Adam Thomas, Dale Miller, Corey Rainey, Randall Taylor, Scott McKinney, John Wilder, Brock Page, Keith Fonseca, Jack Coleman, Darrell Young Jr., William Burton, rounding out our 37-car field here this evening. We will get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing in just a few more moments as Carson says Discord. Unfortunately, the Discord for the series, I don't know if they're passing it out. I do believe they are, as they're still taking more drivers here and there. So we can throw that Discord into the chat here. Let me see if we can get a good copy of the link. There you go. If anyone is interested in joining the MNT Cup Series, this is the Discord you need to join to get into the series, to figure out what you need and how to put yourself into one of these Cup cars and out on the racetrack with some of the best in the business here this evening, as we will get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. These drivers stacked up door to door and ready to rock and roll here once again, as we'll get ready to put these guys back into action. Oh man, this has been a lot of fun. This has been a great race here all evening long. These guys have been putting on a heck of a show for us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. If you guys have been enjoying it, listen, we got 17 viewers watching over on the YouTube stream. 17 people watching right now. We only have 6 likes on the broadcast. Let's see if we can try to get that up to 15 reactions here. Hit the like button if you haven't. Drop a couple comments as we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. We're 60% of the way through this race as the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn, and we go back to Green Flag Racing. As down through the Geico restart zone, Hunter Kent onto the left pedal, gets a great jump over the 91 ride of Wesley Donaldson. Donaldson did not get a good start in that long jams the outside lane as he quickly slides all the way back into the 6th position on the speedway. As out in front, Hunter Kent was able to use that to stay in the lead, but here comes Zack Rothberger. Zack Rothberger, he talked earlier to us about trying to get this clean air and how it may be the play to pick up a win on the evening. Well, he's finally found his way to the front of the field. He's got that clean air as the number 6 machine out in front, our new race leader here in the MNT Cup Series at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Hunter Kent back to second as Wesley Donaldson finding that gear that he needed here to work himself back up towards the top 3 as he battles on the outside of Anthony Galantoni. As Galantoni down on the inside lane, the 91 to his outside. Justin Bentley, the Ranger Boat 16 right there in position number 5 with Christian Angel and Mike Peters. Now back up inside the top 10. Here's Peters there in 7th. Yusuf Ghali there in 8th with Alec Martinez. And Chase Greer having a great run in the 40 ride up inside the top 10. As he can throw a blanket over the field here. Look at all these drivers still shuffling around the racetrack. From the high side down to the bottom side and vice versa as drivers try to get every single inch they can. Trying to get every run, every bit of momentum on the speedway to put themselves towards the front of the field. As now you see the 95 right contact. The Ranger Boats number 16 right of Justin Bentley goes for a loop-de-loop here. I don't think we saw a caution flag there either, so a heartbreaker for that 16 ride as he goes for a wild ride here. We can play this one back as, man, he goes for a wild loop. I'm not sure if, yeah, no caution flag. Just looks like he gets loose here, coming back onto the racing surface. He gets down onto the apron as the 45 ride's kind of right on his back bumper. Gives him a shot right there. I think that gets him a little loose. He gets down onto the apron here, and then he's going to come back up the racetrack, and he's loose right there and slides over the nose of the 45. The 45 ride still trying to push. Unfortunately, pushed him a little bit too far. Both drivers washed down the racetrack. The Ranger Boat 16 ride goes down and around here. Luckily enough, I do believe he misses any contact with that inside wall. A quick 360 gets that car pointed back in the right direction and keeps on rolling on the speedway. So top break there for him, but luckily enough, no heavy damage, and another day to race here for that 16 ride as he'll continue to keep on trucking out there on the racetrack. Is out in front, Zack Rothberger trying to hold on to the race lead as here comes Wesley Donaldson and Anthony Galantoni as they're right there, and Mike Peters out of nowhere has worked himself now inside the top 5, and he's right there ready to pounce, try to make the move to maybe the race lead. Jackson Glenn Austin right there as well as the 95 washed up the racetrack. He's going to get a good run down to the inside of Mike Peters here. We saw the 19 ride unfortunately get collected with Corey Rainey and a few other drivers early in this race that really set that Interstate Batteries 19 ride backwards here to start the evening, but he's battled through it and up inside the top 5. We also see Steve Tucker, who had some issues there not too long ago. He's able to work himself back inside the top 10. Alec Martinez right there as well, as today may be the day of redemption and rebounds here, as a lot of drivers having some good runs is down the speedway. I believe that was the 11 ride of Bradley King shooting way down the racetrack there, down the back straightaway, able to hang on to it though in that Napa Auto Parts number 11 machine as he went for almost a wild ride down at a quarter number 2. As Rothberger try to hang on to this top spot. The WBD diecast number 91 of Wesley Donaldson trying to take this race lead away from him as they head down the back straightaway. A train at the front of the field for about the first 6 or 7 cars as they head down into the corner. Every one of them splits and goes into a different lane. Every one of them trying to make some passes here on the racetrack except for Zack Rothberger, our race leader. He's looking at it trying to continue to pull away and maybe give himself a little bit of breathing room as he's got a lot of pressure and a lot of fast cats back there behind him looking to try to take him out of this top spot and put him back deeper in the field. The 91 ride, the first car, trying to put that pressure onto his back bumper here as he's getting pressured himself as the 84 ride of Anthony Galantoni, Mike Peters, the 19 of Jackson Glenn Austin, all right there in this battle, ready to pounce at any moment to work themselves to the front of the field. Here comes Steve Tucker slowly but surely working himself into that battle of the top 5, and the 40 ride of Chase Greer still having a great run here as Chase up into 8th. Justin Lewis, who we saw spun around hard contact into the outside fence. He was into the 95 ride of Mike Peters not too long ago. Heavy contact down the racetrack into the 99 ride of, unfortunately for Sean Wilder here, is Wilder still down pit side, still getting that car repaired. He got the worst end of that deal, but there was still pretty heavy damage on that 07 machine, and here he is up inside the top 10 as well. So some great runs, some great rebounds. Drivers just sticking with it, not giving up on the evening, making sure that they stay here in this race and never giving up, never backing down. And they may be able to work themselves to a great finish here in a great race this evening. As out in front, Zack Rothberger leads the way as the Castrol Edge number 6 ride. Out in front, Donaldson, Galantoni, trying to work themselves around that 6 machine. You can throw Jackson, Glenn Allen, and Christian Angel, our top 5, right there into the thick of things in the rest of the field. Chasing them all down, trying to work themselves into possibly the winner's circle here this evening. As we got a shortcut there of our Peacemaker Gaming Crank It Up, we're going to get another version of it as we're going to crank it up here again on Peacemaker Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we crank it up here in the MNT Cup Series. here for all these drivers, putting on a beautiful crank it up session right there, as out in front, continuing to lead the way. It's the 6th ride of Zack Rothberger, who leads the way here in the MNT Cup Series, live from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He's being hunted down by Wesley Donaldson, Christian Angel, Jackson, Glenn Austin, Anthony, Calatoni, and the rest of this amazing, amazing field. A little contact back a little farther here, as unfortunately looked like the 13 ride getting up into the outside fence. That's Kevin Haas as he gets in to the outside wall there. A little bit of right side damage, able to keep it pointed in the right direction here. The Budweiser number 13 all the way back in the 20th position. He's got Brian Messer, Joshua Yarboro, Clay Cantrell, and Lucas Longmire right there in front of him. As Longmire right now, I do believe, is one of the hard chargers here on the evening of 21 positions on the racetrack, as Yarborough now gets up into the outside fence there himself. A little bit of contact there for the 18 line, as he had some heavy contact early in the race. He's able to rebound and keep himself on the speedway. So a good heads-up piece of driving for the 18 machine. Unfortunately, maybe a little bit more work for the crew to do before the end of this one. As the laps are clicking down, things are getting a little bit, turning up is way too turned up. Sometimes it gets a little too turned up, that's for certain. Sometimes it can get a little too turned up. I do apologize if it was a little too loud there on the speedway or on the crank it up, but sometimes you just gotta hear those cars roar out there on the speedway. Is out in front, roaring at the front of the field. It is that 6 machine, as the Natural Edge ride continuing to lead the way. Donaldson trying to hunt him down, as he's looking to make it 2 for 2 here in the MNT Cup Series, as he picked up the opening win last Friday night in our inaugural race here of the series at the beautiful World Center of Racing Daytona International Speedway. The 91 ride was able to find victory lane, and he's looking to try to find it here in Vegas as well. I don't know if anyone would have put money on that number 91 ride going back to back here to start the series, but it may be a good bet to make here. Now that you can see him out in front, almost leading the way here in this one, is Alec Martinez able to work himself up through the traffic here. This 43 has been very, very fast. He's been able to work himself up through the top 10, and now right there on the back bumper of our second place driver, Wesley Donaldson, trying to hang on to position number 2 with that Dollar Tree 43 machine. Making some quick work here of the top 10, and he will move into position number 2. So maybe saving some tire, having a car for late in this race in the 43 ride, able to use it to his advantage, and it may be go time for Alec Martinez, as he is hunting down our race leader in a quick hurry. Christian Angel trying to figure out a way to get around that 91 ride, as well as he's rolled up to the back bumper of the WBD diecast ride. Anthony Calatoni there in position number 5 here, as he's got the 19 of Jackson Glenn Austin. Back there behind him, our hard charger so far on the day. The up 27 spots here in 7. It's Mike Peters in that 95 ride on the speedway there in the 7th position here. Fast car on the speedway, some great pitch strategy, and he's found himself from all the way back in 34th up into the top 10 here. So a great run so far for the Canes in number 95 ride. Justin Lewis there in 8th. Yusuf Ghali rounding out our top 9. And back in the 10th position, our pole sitter in the 42, that's Clark Jenikin. We saw Clark not too long ago sliding down through the infield, having that misfortune with the 32 ride. He's been able to rebound from that, finds himself back inside the top 10, and I know he would love to see a caution flag and see if he can work himself closer back to his starting position at the front of the field. Steve Tucker, who's had a very up and down day here, as that Harpoon number 1 machine rolls in 11th. Chase Greer right there with him in position number 12. Frank Peachoff, Todd Merkel, and Clay Cantrell rounding out our top 15 here on the speedway. Matthew Fritz there in the 16th spot. He's got Lucas Longmire back there behind him with Joshua Yarborough, Brian Messer, and Kevin Haas rounding out our top 20. The 21 ride rolling in the 21st position. That's Derek Catt there on the racetrack. He's got Bradley King back there behind him with Justin Bentley, who we saw go for that loop-de-loop down on the apron. No caution flag for the 16 ride. Unfortunately, he needs that yellow flag to rejoin the front of the field here as he was rolling up inside the top 10 before that contact, before going for that spin down into quarter number 1 and not getting that yellow flag. And here you go, the yellow flag is being displayed. The yellow flag is out, and it's the 91 ride of Wesley Donaldson. His opportunity at a back-to-back evening in victory lane, back-to-back trips may be going out the window here. As here you go, he's going to head down pit side. He's looking to get some repairs done. Let's see if we can take a look and see what happened, as this 60 machine has been all over his back bumper for a lot of laps. Unfortunately, looks like Christian Angel may have finally gotten a piece of him here. I'm not sure. Just hard racing there for position number 3 on the Speedway, and unfortunately just ran out of room here. Looks like the 91 trying to maybe close the door a little bit on this number 60 ride, but both drivers just unfortunately battling for the same spot on the raceway, and fortunately it's just not going to work out here. As there you go, there's the contact. Not sure, it doesn't really show if yeah, it's just that tight. I mean, probably neck coat if anything, but 91 kind of coming down just ever so slightly, trying to close the door on the 60, not clear. Unfortunately, that puts him in a tough spot as he slides sideways up into the outside fence there. Heavy contact, heavy damage for that 91 machine, and see him sliding around backwards. Good heads-up driving here by the rest of the field to jump up and get to the outside of him and avoid any additional contact and any additional carnage out there on the speedways. He's down pit side, still getting work done to his machine. Yusuf Ghali down pit side, as well as Alec Martinez, Zack Rothberger, Christian Angel, Jackson Glenn Austin, Clark Jenikin, all down pit side here. So a lot of drivers coming down pit lane for what could be the last pit stop of the evening for a lot of these cars, and what they may be doing if they got an extra set of tires back behind pit wall. They may be sitting in that catbird seat, and drivers were able to save those tires and keep themselves out of trouble, as we just saw the 43 there of Alec Martinez. He got a piece of the back end of the number 6 ride of Zach Clark, our first and second driver here. I'm not sure what was going on. I don't know if the Dollar Tree machine just quite wasn't paying attention, but he's going to run into the back end of the 6 ride right there. Doesn't look like too much damage for either car, but that could have been a whole lot worse for this 43. Let's see if we can get another angle at it, as, yeah, he just drives in here, and fortunately a little bit quicker than the 6 ride, and right into his back end. So not good for the 43 ride. Maybe some damage for the 6 ride as well, and two fast cats that were running 1 and 2 before that caution flag. You definitely don't want to have issues like that under the yellow and possibly, you know, hurting your car and maybe giving up a position or giving up spots on the racetrack because of it. Luckily enough, it looks like both drivers able to keep on rolling, and not too much heavy damage there, but definitely a close call for that 43 ride, as he might have been, you know, 6 inches farther to the left, could have punched the radiator or broke something in that front end of that 43 ride, but looks like he will survive that one, as Anthony Calatoni, he's going to stay out on the racetrack. So the beautiful number 84 ride, the Talkin' Giants YouTube number 84, he is our race leader. You're late in the race as Mike Peters there in second, as the Canes, the Racing Canes number 95 ride in position number 2. We see Justin Lewis there in third. Todd Merkel in position number 4 with Clay Cantrell, Lucas Longmire, Yusuf Ghali, our top 7 on the Speedway. I do believe Yusuf is the first car with possibly coming down pit side. So that will make the 32 ride of Lucas Longmire. The last car here not come down pit lane the last time by. So everyone from 6 on back may have put some fresh tires onto their machines, and we may see some crazy racing action late in this race as the laps have clicked down, and we're going to get ready here for what could be our final restart of the day. This will be a green-white checkered finish. I don't believe it's NASCAR overtime, but we will have multiple opportunities here at NASCAR overtime if we do not see that white flag fly. These drivers will go green flag racing the next time by. The white flag will be displayed, and then no matter what, if they see the white flag fly, the next flag will end it. Whether it's the caution flag or the checkered flag, that last lap will end no matter what. As if we see that caution flag before the white flag, though, it's a whole different story. We will stack them up, rack them up, and try it all over again and head back into NASCAR overtime here in the MNT Cup Series. So drivers got to be very, very cautious not to have issues here before that white flag. And I know our race leaders, they're hoping to see that white flag fly as quick as possible. They do not want to have to run multiple restarts here late in this race, as things are about to get crazy here in the MNT Cup Series. Down through the Geico restart zone, the green flag back out into the air. A great launch and a great restart here for Anthony Calantoni as he leads us down the front straightaway into quarter number 1. Justin Lewis looking to jump into position number 2 is the 95 of Mike Peters. They're in third. They're going to get a little bit more single file as contact, beating and banging, bouncing around. Drivers try to work themselves up through the field. Here comes Zack Rothberger. He's going to throw it down on the bottom side of the 43 up against the fence, able to make a couple passes, and he jumps up into position number 2. We do see the white flag and the yellow flag fly, though. I'm not sure what was first. I do believe the caution flag may have came out before the white flag, and that means we may have another attempt here at NASCAR overtime, or that may be it. But man, what a run and what a drive here for Alec Martinez and Zack Rothberger as they were able to slide through some of the slower traffic there. And that one got very, very wild through quarter 3 and 4. And I was going to say, I'm not sure how everyone's going to make it through that one. Unfortunately, not everyone did, as we'll just double check and make sure that the white flag did not come out before the yellow flag here. We'll see if the checkered flag gets displayed. This race becomes official or not, as I do believe the caution flag, or I'm pretty sure the caution flag came out before the checkered flag. So yeah, no checkered flag as of yet. Anthony Calantoni was inches away from seeing that white flag fly before the yellow flag, and unfortunately, he's going to have to try to hold these guys off all over again. He was that close to seeing the checkered flag fly here this evening. Unfortunately for him, though, he's not going to be able to see it this time by, as we'll take another look here at what happened, as there was a lot of contact, a lot of beating and banging here, as we'll take a look as right across the line, this is going to get very, very close. The white flag being displayed in the air, and I do believe the flag man going to get the caution flag out right before we hit that start-finish line here for that 84 ride, as he was about right there when that yellow flag was thrown. So things were very, very tight there for him. Unfortunately, just not enough, as we see all this contact and mayhem back here behind him, as a lot of other drivers getting collected, a lot of other drivers getting tore up in this one. We'll see where this one starts. You see Jackson and Austin off the track, as him in the 45 ride gonna make some contact. They're out of corner number 4. 45 getting very, very loose up on the high side here, and unfortunately, as they make contact, he goes around, comes down into the 19 ride. It's up into the wall. The 60 ride going hard into the fence there as well. The 19 down through the grass. We see the number 40 down through the grass as well. The 45 hard up into the outside fence here. And man, there was a ton of carnage here. There's a ton of different drivers that you might want to look at here. The get collected is the big one at a quarter number 4. See that 60 ride into that outside fence. We'll see if we can take another look at some of these other drivers that also got collected here, as I do believe Lucas Longmire may have also got a piece of this one. A little farther back as things were happening here in front of him. Him in the 29 makes some contact, the 29 into the 12, and they're all bouncing around. He gets some contact there, and then More contact, 45, 32, 29, all coming together. Heavy damage there for Longmire. Oh, the 16! And Longmire coming together there again. Down the front straightaway. Heavy contact for the 32 and that 16 machine. Man, there was just too many cars there to even count how many got collected in that one. Unfortunately, Justin Bentley, Longmire, all heavy damage. A lot of drivers getting tore up right there. And that's going to mix things up here for late in the evening as we'll get ready for NASCAR overtime here in the MNT Cup Series. Is out in front. Anthony, Cal, and Tony trying to hold on to the top spot as the Talkin' Giants U2 ride there at the front of the field. Justin Lewis in position number 2 and Mike Peters back there in that 3rd position. The 43 of Alec Martinez into position number 4. He's the first driver on the racetrack with possibly fresh tires here in that 43 ride. He's got Zack Rothberger and Clark Jenikin right there behind him as our pole sitter up into position number 6. And that 43 and 42 starting on the outside row here. May be very, very interesting to watch. See Todd Merkel there in 7th, and Clay Cantrell, who we saw with the car up on top of his car not too long ago in the MNT Motorsports ride, up inside the top 10 here late in this race. Clay Cantrell trying to work himself into possibly a very good finish here this evening after what could have been an early exit on the day. Steve Tucker there in 9th, in Jackson, Glenn Austin rounding out our top 10. Chase Greer, Yusuf Ghali, Frank Peachock, Hunter Kent, Derek Catt, our top 15. Bradley King, Brian Messer, Joshua Yarboro, Matthew Fritz, and Adam Thomas, our top 20 here on this restart as another opportunity here for drivers to move up in position and maybe another driver to take this top spot away and put themselves into victory lane. We're going to get ready for another crazy restart here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway as another NASCAR overtime attempt about to get underway. A green-white checkered is down through the Geico restart zone. Anthony, Cal, and Tony looking for a great start here, and quickly the 84 line able to get the launch he needed as things spreading out a little farther back behind him. 3 wide for position number 3. The 6 of Zack Rothberger quickly working to the inside of the Raising Cane's number 95 ride. Now going after the 07 here of Justin Lewis. Door to door for position number 2, Rothberger up into that 2nd spot. He's trying to hunt down our race leader as down through 3 and out of quarter number 4. He gets a great run trying to close in on the back bumper of the 84. The white flag has been displayed, so the next flag will end it no matter what. Yellow flag or checkered flag, the next flag will end this race as the 6 machine, a Zack Rothberger on the outside, will take this race lead away. The 43 of Alec Martinez up into the outside fence. He's going to throw it in. Down on the inside of quarter number 3 for the final time here this evening. Out of quarter number 4, Zack Rothberger looking to try to pick up the win. Here comes a bump, door to door, across the line. The wreck across the line, upside down goes our race winner. Zack Rothberger across the line will pick up the win as they wreck down into quarter number 1. What in the world did we just witness, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? You came here for a show. Well, here you go as the MNT Cup Series put on a wild finish to this evening's race. And Zack Rothberger, we talked to him there halfway through this race about what he needed to do to put himself into this situation and to put himself possibly into victory lane. As we will take a look back at it here, is down into quarter number 3, the 43. Sent it in there. His teammate right there behind him, the 42, gets a huge run through 3 and 4, and that will almost put his teammate in the 43 right into victory lane as he's going to give some bump drafts here to that 43 ride. Almost down across the line and right here. Oh man, this is going to get too close to call as bam, off the front fender. The difference between Zack Rothberger and Alec Martinez across the line. This one's going to become a very, very amazing race as 6/1000ths of a second the difference between first and second on the Speedway. What a run and what a drive here for these drivers, man. That was a wild, wild run. AJW says ready to see what Janet can do, is going to do. What a good finish. The push by the 42 almost got the win. It almost got the win. He was inches away putting that 43 ride up into victory lane here, and then you see Roethlisberger upside down. Couple more big hits there. Everyone else wrecking back there behind him. Man, heavy contact there, but man, what a crazy finish. What a way to end race number 2 of the inaugural season of the MNT Cup Series. We ride on board here with Roethlisberger as things are going to get tight down to his inside here. Door to door, beating and banging. Goes up into the outside fence, then upside down, and that's all she wrote for that car. So no victory burnout. They're going to have to pull the backup car and put it down in victory lane here for him, as this car is absolutely going to the record. And what a run and what a drive. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up, though, for our race winner, Zack Rothberger, as Roethlisberger picks up the win. Huge congratulations to him. Huge congratulations to Alec Martinez with a very close second-place finish. And Clark Jenikin coming in with a solid third-place run there as well at the end, almost pushing his teammate and himself into victory lane here this evening. As, man, that was one wild performance. And we're going to get ready to pull our top 3 up into the broadcast booth. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, our race winner, Zack Roethlisberger, we're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth right now. Hey, Zach, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Did you get a copy?
I got you, man.
Zach, man, oh man, take us back through those final laps as you're able to work yourself to the front of the field, and then all of a sudden, you got to hold off Alec Martinez and Clark Jenikin, and it comes down to a photo finish here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And first, we got to ask you here is, are you A-okay? Heavy hit upside down there after picking up the win here this evening, man. What a wild second race of the series.
Oh yeah, well the wreck definitely wrecked the celebration attempt, but it was definitely worth it. It was, man, what a heck of a race. You know, when that caution came out there with 5 laps to go, I knew it was just going to be a you know, who can find air the fastest and put their car there on that restart. And you know, him and I were pretty consistent there. I made an aggressive move going into turn 1 on that last restart. Got the track position, and then I just knew I was going to have to hold him off. You know, I thought he was a little bit stronger than I was there towards the end, but you know, ultimately I was just able to position the car in the optimal spot, I guess, to hold him off. And you know, definitely a little too close for comfort, but a lot of fun for sure.
Absolutely, a lot of fun, and we talked there throughout the race. We talked about getting that fresh air and the clean air, and we saw on that first attempt there of the overtime that, you know, you were trying to work yourself through the field. Same with that 43, the 42, and so many other great drivers here that pitted late, possibly putting on some fresh tires and having the clean tires compared to, you know, our top 6 drivers, which really threw a mix into things here as you guys were trying to dodge, dip, and dive and get around them as quickly as possible, and hoping that maybe some of the slower cars with the older tires can hold up some of these guys. You were able to use them to your advantage on the final restart, getting that race lead, but there at the end, Alec just came out of nowhere, man, and put on a great show and a great run there to your inside through 3 and 4. I don't think he would have made it as close, but then Jenikin came in there and gave him a heck of a bump and a heck of a push there to the line, and it got a lot closer than I think anyone was expecting down through 3 and 4.
For sure, and I'm noticing that they're both paint schemes are both Legacy Motor Club, so I wonder if they're buddies racing together, which is cool. You know, I would have done the same thing for a buddy of mine, trying to push him to the lead there. But yeah, Alec was really fast, especially in that long run there right before the caution. He was running me down, and I was trying to manage my pace there as best as I could. I'm sure he was saving there at the beginning of the run compared to myself, who was trying to fight for track position. So definitely a good race with Alec and those guys, and a lot of fun for sure.
Absolutely, a lot of fun and some great racing, and a great way to kick this series off as our second race, a photo finish here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Zach, your first race here of the series, as you unfortunately missed our inaugural race, our first race of the season last week as you were away, but you come in here tonight, you put on a show for us, and you park that 6 right up in victory lane. Zach, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here this evening and being able to park that 6 right up in victory lane?
Yeah, I just want to thank all the league admins that helped us go around. Clay Cantrell, Justin Bentley, Derek Cat, Fred Anderson, Mike Peters, all these guys that put the work in to make this go around. So thank you to all those guys. Thank you to all the drivers for coming out. I think we've had 2 pretty good races here so far. So we definitely got a lot of momentum for sure. Thank you to all of our donators, Brad King specifically. He was a big part in making this or getting this league off the ground. Thank you to Race Control, Amir. He filled in for us tonight, did a good job. Definitely appreciated having him. And then thank you to you as well for doing the broadcast for us. It's fun to go back and watch the races, and you giving us a platform to race. It's much appreciated.
Absolutely, brother. Always my pleasure. And when you guys can put on shows like that, man, it makes my job up here in the booth that much easier. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great racing, and we can't wait to see you guys back out here next Friday. Maybe we'll see you right back up here in Victory Lane. As a huge congratulations to you again, Zach, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the booth next Friday.
Absolutely, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
You as well.
I can't drag him down there, chat. I can't drag them into the lock channel, unfortunately, as, man, what a run, what a drive here by all these drivers, and a huge congratulations again to Zack Rothberger picking up the win. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here to all these drivers, whether or not they finished the race or won the race or anything else, man. Make sure you give it up to them as they put on a heck of a show and a heck of a race as we're going to get ready to pull in our second place finisher here on the evening. Alec Martinez coming home in position number 2. We're going to pull Alec up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Alec, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
I got you, Aaron.
Alec, man, what a run, what a race. You and the 42 ride, obviously teammates. I mean, I didn't know that, but both sporting the Legacy Motor Club paint schemes, and we saw you guys kind of working together through practice and out there on the racetrack throughout this race, and some strategy, some up and down here. We saw Clark get tied up in a couple things. We saw you kind of get boxed in a couple times, but late in this race, you guys make a charge up through the field, and you come home second and inches away from finding victory lane as the 42 ride Clark Jenikin was right there on your back bumper trying to push you to victory lane. Unfortunately, just 6/100ths of a second shy of finding it here this evening.
Yeah, it's tough to lose by that much. But that's probably the closest finish I think I've ever been a part of. But congrats to the 6, man. He did a good job. Zach was, I was running him down there at the end of the run. I don't know if I would have got by him. It just seemed like track position was pretty good. Track position was king, and I felt like I had a good car long run. I think Clark was probably faster than me, and I think probably Yusuf Ghali, if he didn't get probably damage at the beginning, I think he probably would have been the best car. But overall, it was a really fun race. I had a good time. Kind of messed up with the strategy at the end, but Clark did a great job coming back there at the end. The end of the restarts was just a lot of moving around. Zach got a great restart, got underneath. I think it was the 95, and just got put behind him. And I think if I was next to him probably earlier, on the restart, I probably would have had a chance. But who knows? Maybe Clark had a run and took us both. But it was a fun race to be a part of. Really enjoyed the racing and enjoyed that finish. That was pretty fun. Hope everybody watching enjoyed it. So the Guangdong cars 2nd and 3rd, so that was pretty good.
Absolutely a pretty good showing here for you as you guys put on a great race and a great performance there. Pulling off a podium, couple podium finishes there for the crew. But Alec, take us back, through some of those, restarts as we saw everyone jostling around, 2 wide, 3 wide, a little bit of 4 wide there. What's going through your mind as you're trying to work yourself through the field, especially late in this race when there's drivers that are on older tires with different strategies, and you're got those, newer, fresher tires in. You're quite a bit faster than they are, and you gotta be very, very cautious about where you take your runs and how you can move around the racetrack and moving up and down the speedway when you might be clear, you might not be clear. You gotta be really, eyes wide open, making the right decisions at the right time to not put yourself into a tough spot on the speedway.
It's tough. I think getting put back on at the middle of the race, it just seemed like the restarts are very jumbled up as with this next gen car. The draft's really big at the beginning of the runs. So even if you're on older, newer tires, the draft's just really, really big. And you just got to pick and choose your way, take the right run. It's kind of like a restart at Talladega or Daytona. You got to take your runs because track position means a lot for about the first 15, 20 laps until tires start wearing. So, but they're pretty crazy. Sometimes you're 3-4 wide, like you said, and you just keep that right foot down there on the straightaway. Hope you get a good push or get a good run, and pray to the Lord up above you don't get taken out. So, but the restarts are crazy. That's what makes it fun with these next gen cars on the big tracks. I'm sure the short tracks probably won't see that as much, but these cars are just they're wild at the beginning of the run, but the field tends to get pretty spread out usually as the racing gets going and the tires start to wear, fuel starts to burn, field kind of gets spread out, and the racing gets really, really fun from beginning to end of the run. Long run you can kind of control your own destiny more, but the beginning of the run track position tends to be a little bit more I guess of a thing beginning of it, but long runs, car kicks in, cars get really fun to drive, slipping and sliding around, so I always enjoy it.
Absolutely. Always a lot of fun out there trying to navigate through traffic, trying to navigate around all these tough competitors on the speedway, and you're able to do it fairly perfectly here this evening, just coming up one spot shy here at the checkered flag, but you're only inches away from finding victory lane. Alec, congratulations on the second place run here this evening. A very fast car, a very fast, good run here tonight for yourself. Who would you like to thank for such a great performance?
Well, first off, thank you to everybody at the league that's running it. Got invited today. I was like, oh, why not? I'll do it. And looks like they got a good show going on here. It's very fun. Shout out to you doing the broadcast and putting on the broadcast. Like, I'm a broadcaster myself, so I respect it in what you're doing. And single up man is very tough to do, so I applaud you for that. And all the teammates, Clark, Jackson, Glenn Austin got fourth, so proud of him. And I know Yusuf was pretty fast, but I think he just had some things going on. But the team did good. We all had fast cars, I feel like, and the Legacy Motors Club Guangdong Motorsports cars got 2 and 3, so that was pretty good. So proud of Clark for the comeback, and hopefully looking forward to doing some more races in this league, and hopefully not losing by 6/100ths of a second like Ryan Blaney. So we'll see.
Absolutely. I'm sure after performances like today, Alec, we'll see you up here in the broadcast booth more and more throughout the series, and I'm sure once or twice or a few times may see you and your teammates up here in victory lane as some very, very fast cars. The rest of the field is going to have to work a little harder to maybe try to keep you guys out of these podium spots, but a great run, a great drive here this evening, and we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack next Friday.
I appreciate you, Aaron. Have a good one.
Yes, you as well. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Alec Martinez. As Alec coming home there in position number 2. A heck of a run, a heck of a drive there for that 43 machine. As we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the 42 ride of Clark Jenikin. Coming home in that third spot, we're going to get ready to pull him up into the broadcast booth. As AJ says, the push by the 42 almost got the 43 the win. It was so close and such a clutch push there down that front straightaway. We're going to talk with that 42 right here in just a few more moments. This is my boy Derek Cat. Derek coming in, showing the love on the YouTube stream as well. Says, nice job tonight, brother. Derek, my boy, always a pleasure, always a great time, always a good time up here in the broadcast booth watching you guys out there on the racetrack, man. I enjoy seeing you guys come in here, show the love, all the racers and the admins of the series, tuning in, watching, and, even though they're racing, they're still, they're listening or watching as much as they can, kind of deal through caution flags and everything else, and always good to see those guys come in and show the love and support here as well. So thank you for tuning in again, Derek, and showing the love here in this one, and I appreciate you, and thank you for the commendations there with the nice job, and hopefully more and more amazing shows like here this evening. As we'll get ready to pull our third place finisher in, Clark Jenikin coming home in position number 3. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey Clark, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Clark, man, what a run, what a drive here for you this evening. We see you start in that pole position, a very fast lap to start this evening, and you know, from that point on, it was a little bit of a battle, a little bit back and forth. You had a lot of tough competitors around you there at the front of the field to start this thing off. You were able to lead a few laps here, a few laps there, and then you kind of get shuffled back. A little bit of different strategy than everybody else. You're a little deeper in the field, then you find yourself, you know, sliding through the grass after some contact with another driver. You know, the 32 right, unfortunately, getting loose in front of you, coming down right in front of your lap, pushing you down through the infield as you hop, skipping, and jumping through the front straightaway. You know, what was going through your mind there at that moment, knowing that you still had a lot of fast cars to pass, you had that damage, and you're even in a tougher and deeper in this field at that moment in time?
Yeah, man, it's just I had 5 or 6 cold ones before this one. I don't think that was enough. What an up and down day. I've never driven these cars on a mile and a half. I've hardly driven them at all, and to get the pole, I was pretty shocked. I tried to just play it easy all race, kind of take care of my stuff. That's why I dropped back early on, and then we joked around before the race, me and the Guangdong Motor Club fellas, about doing something stupid on strategy, and lo and behold, we did it. Put us behind the 8 ball, and then I was underneath. I think it was a 32, and I don't think he knew I was there, or he got loose, or he came down. I don't know what happened. Went through the grass, mowed it. We bounced back. I don't know how. It's so tough to pass in these things, but I guess got a little luck and maybe not skill. I don't know about that, but that was fun, man. I just wish I could have got Alec to win there.
Absolutely. I don't know. I think that was a lot of skill out there, man. The performance that you put on late in this race, kind of working yourself up through some of the traffic, a lot of tough competitors. Again, obviously we saw some drivers on different strategy with the older tires, and then other drivers like Zach and Alec with the newer tires, and obviously you trying to push your teammate Alec Martinez to the race win here out of corner number 4 as you close the gap in a quick hurry. We didn't think you were going to be able to get there. We thought it was just going to be a drag race between the 6 and the 43. You know, and the 43 didn't really get that great of a run off 4 to close that gap, but then here you come out of nowhere, you shoot to his back bumper, you launch him, you know, half a car length forward before the line, and, you know, 6/100ths of a second away from pushing your teammate there to the win at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, man. Take us back through that, and, you know, what's going through your mind as you guys were sliding across the start-finish line, and then obviously, you know, carnage ensues. No one really knows, you know, who ended up winning because it was so close to tell. I don't think you could even see it from the front windshield of the 42 ride, but everyone trying to guess and figure out who's winning while everyone's still wrecking back there after the checker flag.
Yeah, that was wild, man. We were talking about it before that last restart. I think, you know, without all the strategy changes, I thought the 43 of Alec, I thought the 6 was really fast. The 84 was fast. The 45 of Gali, the 19. There was a bunch of us. I thought specifically me and Martinez were probably the best on the long run. Maybe I'm biased because he's pretty damn good, and I was keeping up with him. That last restart, man, that was horrible. We just got unlucky. 95 didn't go. 6 got underneath him, took him 3, and I had a choice. It was either go low with the 6 and ruin the 43's chance and most likely stall each other out and let the 6 get away, or bite the bullet, try and go up high and give my teammate a push. Fortunately, I skill issue, smacked the wall off of 2 and kind of caught me up. And then the 84 didn't give me a ton of room on entry to 3 in that last corner. So, you know, it's the littlest game of inches, man. A couple more inches, a little more room. I think I'd had a better run, give him a better shot, but is what it is. That was fun. And Zach, he earned that win. He drove a hell of a race in the 6, so congrats to him.
Absolutely. Heck of a race here by the 6 ride. Heck of a race here by you and the 43 rides. You guys work together and almost find your way into victory lane here in race number 2 of the MNT Cup Series. Clark, who would you like to thank for such a great run and strong performance here on the day?
Yeah, obviously my Guangdong Motor Club teammate, Mr. Martinez, the 45 and the 19, Yusuf and Jackson, the 2 buddies. They decided to to extend the olive branch, get me over here, and that was a blast, man. I'm looking forward to the future. I appreciate you broadcasting, all the admins for making this process to join the league so easy, and all the guys who raced clean today. That was fun. Hopefully, we can string a bunch of finishes like this together.
Absolutely. I'm sure after these performances, you guys are definitely up the rank here on any of these racetracks, especially the mile and a half. I know you said earlier that, you haven't really ran a whole lot of laps with these cup cars or in the mile and a half races with these rides as well. So, I mean, with not having a whole lot of experience or knowledge in what to do with these things, big learning curve here today for you, and if you learn that quickly and able to have the runs in the race that you did, you could be a threat here on any of the mile and a half speedways here in the series.
If I win one, we'll celebrate like I've never won before.
Perfect, Clark. We like to hear that. Well, man, a great run, a great drive, a solid third-place finish here for you on the evening. Congratulations on the run, and hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth next week, maybe a couple spots better and up in Victory Lane.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Too, buddy.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third-place finisher. Clark Janikin coming home in position number 3. A heck of a run, a heck of a drive, and one wild finish here to the day. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for us here this evening as the racing action is concluded. Here on the evening, we will be back with the MNT Cup Series next Friday, but we'll be back in action probably not tomorrow. I'm probably going to take tomorrow off. We were doing hay and building a pole barn. We were out in the hot sun. It was 100+ Fahrenheit here all week long. I am toast. I am fried. I need to just go get some sleep. I may sleep for the next 24 hours, and we'll be back in action probably definitely Sunday evening. We got a huge series, a huge race for the Racing for Randy, and it's going to be amazing. We got 3 races back to back Sunday night, all in the dirt street stocks, and there's a lot of money up on the line. There's a lot of money up for grabs there, and we're going to see some amazing racing in that one as well, and for a good cause to commemorate and enjoy the life of a good friend of Dustin Benton's there, Randy Fly, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Our second annual Randy Fly memorial race, and it's going to be a good show, and I can't wait to see you guys all there. But thank you all for tuning in here to this one. Amazing racing, amazing action here all evening long. A huge congratulations again to our race winner, the number 6 ride of Zack Rothberger, as he picks up the win and parks that 6th ride up in Victory Lane. Unfortunately, though, that is the end of the evening. Thank you guys all for tuning in, everyone with the likes, the comments, the shares. I appreciate each and every single one of you for tuning in and showing the love here this evening. I will catch you guys all back here probably Sunday, and I can't wait to see you guys back up in the chat. But peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out for now. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy the weekend.